Dave's put down a smoker, a strike, and you got no doubt. What do you want? Let's play ball. Okay, Blue Jays. Let's.
Hey, Revolutionary Brewer here. Today we're going to go ahead and we're going to review some of this delicious Coopers IPA. It's I've actually just done the review, but here's what's left. As you see, some beautiful lacing, a nice head on her. And also we're going to take you on a little tour of my apartment. Basically behind me, you can see the whole apartment. That's my entire apartment. But what I want to do is just kind of take you around and show you how little room you actually need to get into this home brewing, and how little space you can really get away with, because a lot of people are under the misconception that you need a lot of space for home brewing, and you really don't. But anyways, come along with me, and we'll take a little walk through the brewery, and then we'll do a review on this beautiful IPA. Cheers. Alright folks, here's the first leg of the tour. Here's my little office area. Basically computer desk. I got my computer set up right by the window. This is where I get all my great brewing ideas from YouTube, and of course beer, very handy. European lager I'm enjoying right now, Coopers, really good beer. As you can see, it's a little bit of a nasty day here. The snow is falling. Cold, snowy day in Nova Scotia. Good day for drinking some beer. Anyways, let's have a look around. This is basically my entire apartment right here. It's one big room. It's not a huge apartment, but this is what I'm trying to show you. You don't need a whole lot of space for brewing. And there's my monster plant. That thing started out with just 2 leaves, and look at it, it just keeps growing. Unbelievable. Anyways, let's start looking at the brewing stuff. So there's my Kilkenny mirror. Very nice mirror. Got that at a yard sale. Got about 4 of them for 40 bucks, I think it was. Got that one, Kilkenny, and then we got a Moosehead one over there. Then we got some framed, what do you call them, beer coasters. Whole bunch of stuff. But anyways, here's where the brewing actually takes place. It's just one little table. I got 2 carboys up there, and I got a couple brewing pails. Got some Newcastle Brown Ale in the brewing pail right now, so that's ready to bottle. We're going to get at that today, but right now the bottles are just soaking. Underneath the tables where I just store the extra stuff, all we got there is another brew pail and a capper as well. So if we come out a little further, up against the wall, this is where I store all the bottles. We got 5 dozen quart bottles. We got about 50 500 milliliter, half-liter bottles. And then we got about 60 or so just regular bottles, 12-ounce bottles. And we got some stubbies down there from last week. So yeah, it's not a whole lot of room. As you can see, it just takes up basically, even in this tiny apartment, just takes up a little corner. So there's that Moosehead sign. Really nice beer mirror, definitely. So let's go to the kitchen here. And we got the bottles soaking. Here's what I use for soaking bottles. Just bleach, and I got one of these big Rubbermaid bins. You can fit a whole ton of bottles in there. I just use some bleach and water for bottles because I find the bleach will rinse right out. And that's all you need for sanitizing. Pretty good stuff. And like I said, this is just a video to show you. You don't need a whole lot of space, so there it is, pretty much the entire brewery. You can see everything just tucked neatly into a corner, and Shea Guevara up there keeps a close eye on things. So let's go and take a look at this IPA, and we'll test it out and see how it turned out. Here we go. We're going to give this IPA a try. India Pale Ale. It's brewed with the Coopers kit, and as always, nice fizz there. I'll put the recipe up on the screen. This one was brewed with 1 Coopers IPA kit. Used a little bit more malts and sugar than usual for the IPA. I used 3 pounds of liquid malt extract, and I used 2 pounds of the high malt glucose. And I also boiled in for this one 1 ounce of hops, noble hops, for about 30 minutes or so. I boiled that in to give it a little bit of extra bitter. I don't like it super bitter, but this is a little extra to it. Well, let's get down to it. We'll give it a pour, and we'll see how it turns out. This is a true IPA. Those of you in Canada might be familiar with Alexander Keith's as the commercial IPA. But this is what an IPA really is supposed to look like. It's not supposed to look like a light lager beer. As you can see here, it's a nice copper color. And it's it's a lot heavier than Alexander Keith's IPA. It's more bitter. This is a full flavored, full bodied beer. And as you can see, a beautiful look, this is clear as can be. You can see right through it. Beautiful copper and beautiful head on it too. Let's give it a taste. It's delicious. It's unbelievable beer. Like, this is what you can make through a Cooper's kit. It's terrific beer. Um, like I said, we can put this one up on the, like I said, the recipe was up on the screen. It's really easy to follow. And as you see, you don't need a whole lot of space to make this beer. And for those of you out there watching in Canada, you know, you go to the beer store, and at least here in Nova Scotia, the cheapest dozen beer right now, I think it's $19.20. And that's the cheapest bottom of the barrel beer. Just a regular commercial beer like a Labatt's Blue or Molson Canadian, you're looking at $22 for a dozen beer. This way here works out to about 55 or 60 cents a bottle. I mean, you know, stop throwing your money away. If you're a real beer lover, if you like to drink a lot of beer, this is a great hobby to get into. And like I said, you don't need a lot of space, and the beer is amazing. This IPA, it's I don't know what to describe it, compare it with commercially. There's some micro brewed beer out there, like if you've ever tried maybe a Propeller IPA. This is not as strong. It's somewhere in between a Propeller IPA and an Alexander Keith's IPA. This is not as bitter and hoppy as most micro brewed IPAs, because I don't like them quite that hoppy, but I like some of the style. Like, I like to get somewhat close to the style, but not right there. Anyways, gonna have more beer reviews coming up. Once we get the Newcastle Brown Ale done, we'll show you that. That's a really interesting kit. I think you guys will like it. And also coming up, I got a couple reviews on safety razors. I got a review coming up on the Weishi safety razor, and also a 1956 vintage Gillette razor. So stay tuned, keep brewing, and cheers.